2 Chronicles 16, verse number 12. This is a story of Asa. Don't have time to go into the entire story, but at the end of the day, this story tells us this, that Asa had completely trusted in God a few verses earlier. Completely trusted in God. And as a result of that, the enemy was delivered into his hand. You with me? Something happened to Asa, and all of a sudden his focus turned from believing and trusting completely. One more time, please say completely. His trust began to waver in God, and he began to trust in man. Now let's see what happened to Asa. Because he at one time trusted in God and was delivered from the hand of the enemy. Now he trusted man and man alone. Not a little bit of God. He trusted in man all alone. Boy, I'll do this story, didn't he? Verse number 12, 2 Chronicles 16, 12. And Asa in the 39th year of his reign was diseased in his feet. Theologians believe that he was overcome with excess gout. He was diseased in his feet until his disease was exceeding great. Look at this. Yet in his disease he sought not to the Lord, but to the physicians. So instead of looking to God, as he had done in the past and walked in victory, and if you read the story earlier, the prophet came to Asa and said, man, you are wrong. What you're doing is wrong. And rather than Asa repenting, like you remember the story of David after he committed his great sin with Bathsheba, Nathan the prophet came to him, pointed his bony finger in his face, and he said, you have sinned against God. You are the man. What did David do? He went and repented. He turned it around for good. He fixed it. The best he could, he fixed it. Little trouble along the way followed, but at the end of the day, for the most part, he fixed it. He received the word of the Lord. He allowed the Holy Spirit to convict him, and he repented of the sins, not just sin, but sins that he had committed. And for the most part, David was blessed the rest of his life. Asa, on the other hand, the prophet comes, points his bony finger in his face, and he says, big boy, that's wrong what you did. You know what Asa did? He threw the prophet in prison. And then not only that, he became a tyrant over all the people. Now let's see how this worked out for him. In his disease, he sought not to the Lord, but to the physicians. And Asa slept with his fathers and died in the 41st year of his reign. Why did he die? I believe that he died because he quit completely trusting and having faith in God. They buried him in his own sepulchres, which he had made for himself in the city of David, and laid him in the bed which was filled with sweet odors and different kinds of spices prepared by the apothecary's art, and they made a very great burning for him. Please go back to verse number 12. Asa, in the 39th year of his reign, was diseased